Okay, section 7.5. All right, we're doing intervals. We've done intervals on yes or no questions, and we've done intervals on numbers questions. Okay, this is an interval on the standard deviation. I mean, in the numbers questions we said, oh, well, I think the mean is this much, plus or minus this little bit. And nobody ever said, gosh, well, I see how you've made some kind of little bit of error in your mean, but I wonder how close you are with the standard deviation. Nobody ever says that because, well, most people don't even know what the word standard deviation means, let alone, oh, gosh, I wonder how close you are to it. But this section is that. So I'm not finding out anything about the mean. I'm finding about the standard deviation. Okay, all right, just go ahead and give me the calculator button. Like, is it like standard deviation interval? Maybe there's a button for that. And there isn't. Mostly because most people don't ask, hey, I wonder what the interval is on the standard deviation. But there's a formula for it, and so that's what 7.5 is about. Okay, now this is the formula. Now they're going to give you n is the number of people you talk to, so you're going to be able to put that in there, and you're going to be able to put that in there. S, the standard deviation, the little one that you got out of doing some one variable stats or something, that's going to go like in there and in there. So that's it came out of somebody's one variable stats. We know that. What we don't know is the real standard deviation. That we don't know. And then this thing that looks a little bit like an X, it isn't. It's a Greek letter. It's the Greek letter chi. It's spelled C-H-I. And you're supposed to pronounce it chi. Okay. But you can pronounce it chai or however you want to. You just need to know this is not where X bar goes. Okay, that's not an X. It's a Greek letter. It's something totally different, and it comes from a chart. X bar actually doesn't work into this problem at all. They like to squeeze it into the problem somewhere where they're stating all the word problem. They always stick it in there, and you don't do anything with X bar. Okay, what you do is you go to a table and look these up because there is no calculator button. So this chi-squared table, okay, you have to go and find that. Now, all right, it's divided in half. Okay, right down the middle here, you see all these up here, these 0.995, 0.99, 0.975, and then all of a sudden it switches over to like 0.1, 0.05. They kind of match up. 0.9 matches to 0.1, 0.95 matches to 0.05, 0.975 matches to 0.025. Okay, they're like a little set. They're like a little P and Q because together they add to 1. So it kind of matches up in a little rainbow pattern here. Okay, and I need to know how to get some numbers from this chart into those two things. First of all, the 99%. Okay, you don't look down the 99%. Okay, you think, well, that should be a good place to start, but you don't because it's a half the leftover situation. Okay, so the leftovers is 1% and half the leftovers is 0.005. So I am definitely going down the 0.005 column, this last one, all the way over here. I'm going down that column right there. And I have to go with the column that matches up with that, okay? Remember, I've just turned these all into a rainbow by connecting these up. 0.005 does not connect up with 0.99. It connects up with 0.995. And I end up going down the first column because those two are connected in my half the leftovers system. I'm never going to go down the 0.99 column. Every time you do one of these problems, that is not the number you're working with. You're working with a half the leftovers number. Okay, so I know I'm going to go down this last column over here and this first column over here, and then I got to use my n equals 61. Okay, it doesn't say n on here. It says degrees of freedom. All right, and somewhere someone will tell you the degrees of freedom is n minus 1. If they'd meant n, they would have just typed n. Because no one types out the word degrees of freedom if they could have gotten away with typing n. All right, so n minus 1 here is 60. So I go down to 60, and I look in that very first column and that very last column, and I write those down, 35.534. And 91.925. 952. Okay. And that's where I get some numbers from the chart. If this was an actual problem, they'd have given me some more numbers to work with to put in there. But what I would do with these two numbers I got from the chart is there's a little R and a little L to represent the things you got from the chart. Okay, and the one you got from the right-hand side of the chart goes into the left-hand side of the formula. That's why it's R over here on the left. And the one you got from the left-hand side of the chart goes over here into the right-hand side of the formula, and that's just the way it is.